Today on the Tom Kelly Show, I have my David Hasselhoff moment. I've been drinking. I'm dressed like a slob, and my best friend's in town, and I wanted to at least get 20 minutes of a show. What do you say we start it? Here we go.
The Tom Kelly Show. Everybody, I want you to go to the Tom Kelly Show. I want you all to know about the Tom Kelly Show.
Here we go. Trigger warning, spoiler alert. Daddy, stop eating that hamburger on the floor. You are experiencing a Friday night drunk edition of the Tom Kelly Show. Completely devolving, diverging from the normal format of the podcast in that my friend Mike's in town. And we just had a great dinner, right, Mike?
We did. It was delicious. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to need the headsets if I'm going to hear you. Okay. Yeah, hand me those headsets back. And we had a delicious French thing, and Mike is off camera. For those of you watching this on camera, there's no green screen, no special effects, except for the fact that I'm so drunk I could vomit my meal at any second, and that will be all practical effects, people. None of that CGI, none of that AI. Here we go. Now, there's a whole bunch of things we could talk about on the show. I want to talk about the fact that my union is only half on strike, and there's a whole story to tell, but I'm too tipsy to explain that. I could and should talk about how my hometown, Mike's hometown, and I'm going to say Mike, who's from the seedy part of town, right? Would you say that, Mike? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This happened in actually, it's not even the seedy part of town. It's like there's like the really there's a super rich, which is where I'm not from. Then there's like the aspiringly working class rich, which is where I'm from, right? Would you call that Biltmore?
That's probably fair.
Okay, yeah, working class, aspiring rich. And then Mike was from, the regular neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then there was and every neighborhood judged each other. Like there was a neighbor. Actually, I'll give you the Massapequa judgment right here. So if you're from Massapequa, if you live in Bar Harbor, you made it. Then right below that is Harbor Green. Then you have Biltmore Shores. Then you have Nassau Shores. Why is Nassau Shores not as good as Biltmore Shores? Biltmore Shores and Harbor Green each have beach clubs. Then there's a neighborhood called Massapequa Shores. Now, the one thing that all those people have in common is they live south of a block called Merrick Road, and they judge everybody north of Merrick Road. It's not right. I don't agree with this, but people south of Merrick Road think people north of Merrick Road are just less of a human being than that. And the one thing that the people south of Merrick Road have in common with the people north of Merrick Road is we all judge everybody north of Sunrise Highway. Then Hurricane Sandy came and washed away all the sinners south of Merrick Road, and that kind of evened out a lot of expectations. Is that fair, Mike?
It sounds about right.
Okay, and we're just wondering why Mike doesn't want to be on camera. It's sentences like that. So, so there was wine. Somebody put alcohol in my wine.
They do that.
And Mike, how long have you known me?
I'd have to do the math here. I'm going to say about not quite 35 years.
Do you listen to this podcast?
I have heard some snippets.
Snippets. Okay. He's lazy. Instagram. Got it. Next one.
Yep.
Mike and I had a podcast together called This Show Again.
We did way back when, in the very, very beginning of the podcast game.
Okay. Now, Mike is single.
Yes.
Do you want to give more details or no?
No.
Okay. See, this is why I'm asking questions. Mike is on the prowl. Mike is on the MySpace dating app.
It's not the MySpace dating app, man. That's so 2004.
Okay. Is it what do we call it? The
Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Facebook.
Okay. Is that anything in common with Instagram Threads? When they get a dating app, I'm in.
No, I not as far as I know.
Does Elon Musk own this app you're talking about? No, that's Zuckerberg who owns yours.
It's Zuckerberg, yeah.
Okay. I mean, does he look like he would have sex if he weren't rich?
I don't know. He went to Harvard, so
okay,
maybe.
So we have breaking news here. If I wish I had a breaking news button. So I'm on Bumble. Okay.
By the way, this might be the first time in a long time that you and I are both single at the same time.
Well, who is not doing his part in that scenario?
Sorry. So breaking news.
I mean, just mathematically speaking, I've been a part of that. Yeah. Okay. We could be out on the prowl, but Mike got me drunk. Okay. So I matched with somebody on the Bumble.
Is that what we call it? The Bumble?
The Bumble. And her name is Meg.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm ruining my chances by even talking about this out loud.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I would like to experience this whole thing in real time, so do tell.
Great. So Meg, she writes about her. She's 6 foot tall, New York City, seeking nice, funny man. And then she says, I just got released from Rikers Island and I'm looking to have some fun. Okay, that's a joke.
It is. And I mean, this is a very large city, so there's probably several other people that got released on the same bus.
So I replied with my pickup line, wow, bail reform working in your favor. Okay. Then she writes back, hi, Tom, how are you? You and I, believe it or not, went out years ago. I don't know if you remember. I literally think this is probably maybe 17 years ago. LOL. How are you? And now I replied, my lifetime membership on Bumble is finally paying off. And then she just wrote back, haha. Now, we agree she's pretty.
I didn't see, but I'm
get your,
guessing.
okay, fine.
Honestly, based on where you would have been 17 years ago, probably.
Okay, just come over. Meaning what? That I'm not attracting pretty people anymore?
That you do, actually.
Okay, well, quick. Look at this picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Which I now need people on the camera block. Right? I mean, she's pretty, you know. Now, what I want to say is, now there's a kid in the picture who looks about 14 to 17.
Somewhere between, 14 to 17. Yep.
Let's make that's a blur. That person is Meg has blurred this person's face. Would it be right to say I see a child in your picture? ... Any chance it's mine?
I'll tell you what. There's a couple of ways that this can go.
Oh, and let's agree, it's going one way. I can't decide. I want to burn the bridge.
You do want to burn the bridge.
I don't know. Now my feeling is 17 years ago. I just have a feeling I was not the heartbreaker in this scenario. Now, can I write that as my next reply?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love that. You can say, hey, I've got amnesia because I've been drinking.
Okay. No, well, that's a lot of words.
Okay. Could you say...
I don't want to look like I have a problem.
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm podcasting in a T-shirt. I'm not sure if I am wearing pants.
I was going to say, if you lay on the floor and eat a cheeseburger, then we've got the full-on David Hasselhoff situation.
If we could get the good microphones on the floor, I would do that.
Okay. Can't do that.
Next
All right.
time.
Gotcha.
Next time. We're at 8 minutes, 20. Yeah, we don't have time.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. So she seems to be replying in real time. I could write what went right, what went wrong. No.
You could, but I mean, all right, here's the thing. You don't recognize her, right?
I mean, she's my type.
Yes, tall and blonde, and yes, and that was certainly your type when you were in your late 20s.
And
yes.
yeah, and my teens and my 30s and 40s and probably will be in my 50s unless something goes wrong. Right. Now, what's the next line?
So, well, what would you do? You remember? Because honestly,
No.
I think maybe you should go with the truth. You don't remember her at all.
I don't. So do I just write, I don't remember you at all?
No.
Okay, here's another reply.
She got another one.
Did I put out?
No.
Let's see. She works in finance. There looks like there's a kid in the... I still like, is that kid mine?
Let's save that one.
Let's save that one.
It's funny, but later.
Okay.
Like right now, it's creepy. We'll cross the threshold, and then we can get to that.
Where did I take you?
How did we meet?
How did we meet? Well, it's going to be a dating app, except then it's going to literally be 17 years ago. Were there dating apps?
Yeah.
Where did we meet? Let's do that. Where did we meet?
And do you want to take the funny route and say, I completely remember this is really just a test for you?
No. Let's just see. Let's give her a minute. All right. So here we go. If only we had Jeopardy music. Could you just sing it for a second here? We'll see if she gets back in the next minute. See, this is only going to be a fun podcast if she replies quick. Otherwise, this is a wasted chunk of time.
I mean, it's Friday at 10:20. I'm surprised that, well, you know what it is? She's probably drunk on her own podcast.
Which is very intimidating for me. No, you make jokes, but like it's like, wow, I've had people say, Tom, stop turning everything into fodder for the podcast. And I'm like, wow. So you're telling me if I go out, pay for dinner, not have sex, and not talk about it on the podcast, I mean, I can't even get the tax benefits.
Right. It's a write-off at that point, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a write-off at that point. Yes. Okay, God damn it. All right. So we'll give her another minute. And you're right.
Is Bumble the one where it actually shows you that she's typing?
No. All I know is it's been delivered.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the story there. So, like, there's moments where you just, like, first of all, you get into that thing of, I want to say, yeah, there's that moment of, well, what did you do wrong?
What did you do wrong, or what did she do wrong?
Well, you just want to say, wow. Like, I know I wasn't the heartbreaker in this situation.
Right.
I don't think, I'm pretty sure I wasn't.
Probably not.
I mean, let's own this. Because honestly, she's gorgeous, right? For the sake of the podcast, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. I agree.
And I'm like, I would have put up with a lot of your crap. You're that hot.
Can we just say, for whatever reason, on one side or another, I mean, honestly, it's not even about sides. You guys were probably just incompatible for some reason. It's not like you got carried off to war for the draft. Right?
Well, I know. So I've done my part again.
Yes.
I've done my part. I did not get drafted.
You didn't.
I did not enlist in the armed services. I've been here. I've been consistent.
I mean, there was the running of the bulls. Was that year when you went to Pamplona?
Okay, so now this is the annoying part. She could take a day to write back.
Right, and man, that's a whole lot of tape.
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't think this roadcaster has enough content. No reply. Mike, tell everybody something nice about me.
Something nice about you. You are a pretty awesome dinner companion, and it's not just because we spend the time talking about things from our childhood or our families. You're just genuinely interested in what's going on, in the things that we talk about, in the things that I have to say, in the whole food experience, and being in the moment, I believe is what you said.
Yeah, we're in the moment. We're in the moment. Like right now, I'm in the moment of Meg has not written me back.
She's not writing you back, dude. It's Friday evening.
But she matched with me. Something went wrong with her night long enough that she said, "Okay, now I just want to say, where did I take you?"
She's not still in your phone?
There's moments where I wonder if you even know who I am. So what I have to do, if I get my heart broken, like Meg did to me, that awful human being.
Nothing, and it was so traumatic you don't even remember.
Because I pushed it out of my brain.
Yes.
Okay. So Meg, by the way, Meg is a fun name to say.
It is. Yeah.
I was on a Dr. Oz thing with a woman named Meg, where I had to annoy people in the grocery store. You ever see that piece?
No, I saw that one, yeah.
Okay, thank God. He doesn't listen to my podcast, but he does watch me when I'm on
I
Dr.
saw that
Oz.
one, and you were, if I remember correctly, you were putting healthy food in people's carts.
Oh, no, that's a different one. That was on What Would You Do?
Oh, my bad.
Okay. This Dr. Oz one, my job was, maybe I'll roll this into something. My job was to annoy people in the grocery store. And I was working with a woman named Meg, and I can't remember her last name for the life of me. But the gimmick was I would ask to cut somebody online and say, I have just one thing. And then my wife would show up with 10 more items.
I saw that one.
Okay.
I saw that
and then we would have her walk off the line to go get a different kind of peanut butter.
Yeah.
And my favorite, I love telling stories about how much I love me, by the way. But then I just love them just standing there going, Meg! Meg!
Wait, were you saying that, or were other people saying that?
I was yelling that to Meg while the person behind me just wait. It was like so great. Like it was just so justifiable being so mean.
Right.
And just yelling out, Meg, do you want the regular or the chunky?
And how did it end? Like, I don't.
So
I
the
don't
goal
recall.
was to get everybody's blood pressures up.
Right.
And we did that.
Okay.
We did that. The hard thing, now again, it's one of those things, funny when you do it in front of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Not funny if you do it alone.
Right.
Okay, so like here's one I did. You know Starbucks?
I've heard of it, yes.
Okay, there's one in Massapequa. And they have a giant sign. They used to have a little sign by the door that said, passcode to bathroom 12345.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have since put a giant sign on the bathroom that says passcode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Giant sign. A entire 11 by 17 sheet of paper.
Okay.
So I see this sign. You know what I did?
Did you ask them?
Yeah. Within a second. Do you guys know the passcode for the bathroom? And they just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With
They just said
no
it.
humor. No, yeah, no humor.
It's not that anybody comes and reads it to you off the paper. They just know it.
Now, part of me wants to just take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and rip off the 5. Or change the 1 to a 4. Like it would be 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then have people think, would that be a thing? By the way, for those of you listening to the podcast right now, no reply from Meg yet.
Still no reply. Okay.
So I wrote, where did we meet? And then I'm going to say, where did I take you?
I think you should just wait.
No, because I got 4 minutes left on the show, Michael.
Okay. But it's not like it's going to make her reply quicker.
I think it will. And then because this is what I'm going to do. I already said, where did we meet? What I should have said was, where did we go? And then my next line after that will be, are you offering to pay back your half of the bill? Now, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see your face. Are you laughing?
I mean, you can't,
I heard a gas.
Can't you even, can you joke and suggest that you stuck her with the bill?
That's probably a little more clever. Okay, I like your line better. Okay. And
are you looking for?
I stick you with the bill.
And just say, well, don't send yet. Don't
Okay.
send yet. Say, this is really about you coming back to me for half, isn't it?
Too much. I like it short and punchy, Michael. I think you had it. And did I stick you with the bill? We'll leave it at that. There you go. Now, Meg, checking again, just checking Meg's pictures here. Yeah, I don't remember Meg. She went to Fairfield University.
Where's that?
In Fairfield.
Thanks. Like in New Jersey?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Gotcha.
And she seems to have a pool. Or she took a picture in front of a pool.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. So I guess, folks, again, we could be talking about the SAG after strike.
Yes.
We could be talking about how awkward that union is. We could be talking about how my Jeep got broken into, but I'm too drunk and emotional to talk about that.
Right. And that's the thing is before all the wine, that was really the intention.
You're the one who said, you know what? Let me get him so drunk he forgets to do the podcast.
I believe what we said is let's have a spectacular meal.
We did say that. And then you said, you know what? And he'll get so drunk he won't notice that his own best friend doesn't listen to the podcast. And tell everybody where you're driving next week, the state, not the place or the company.
North Carolina.
From Pennsylvania.
Yes.
How many hours is that?
About 6 from my house.
And have you ever done that trip before?
Yeah, I did it probably about a month ago.
A month ago, and then how many? And then now, hang on. When was the last time you did it before that?
Probably 5 or 6 weeks before that.
Okay, so you have done that's 6 hours times 2. That's 12. 12 times 2 is 24. That is 24 hours of driving that he has done, and not 1 hour of consuming this podcast.
That's true, but I can't really watch. I can't watch.
No, we have an audio version now.
Oh, there's just an audio version. See, maybe we can talk. Can we just chalk this up to advertising or lack thereof?
Yeah, let me go. Yeah, let's you and Meg.
Me and
let's blame it on Meg. Maybe you'll be like Meg. You'll come back in 17 years. All right, folks. 20 minutes. No reply from Meg. And
maybe Millie Vanilli is going to come up with a version of Blame It on Meg.
Blame it on the Meg.
Yeah,
she was not calling at all.
Yeah.
All right, folks. If you want to find out where this is going, I guess you're going to just have to listen next week.
And the Meg, I think Jason Statham is going to star in the cinematic version of this podcast.
All right. You were doing so much better on Blame It on the Meg. Would you sing that with me?
No.
Please?
No.
Would you sing it for me?
Definitely not.
Again, for those of you tracking the show, we're now at 21 minutes. No reply from Meg. I set up this equipment just because she was replying every
The
second.
thing, I think it's lovely that she thought to say, instead of playing dumb or just closing the match, just saying, hey, we've kind of already done this. I think it's great.
Yeah, you know what I want to reply? I just want to reply and say, hey, Meg, why didn't you answer me 17 years ago? And then she's going to say, oops. What I want is the customer feedback.
Yep.
All right, and on that, folks, blame it on the Meg. It's going to be weird if she sees this as the podcast title, by the way. Blame it on the Meg. That would be a great podcast title. All right, folks, Mike's been drinking, so we're going to get him off.
Yeah, clearly.
Mike can't hold his booze.
Clearly, yeah.
You're the one who had me order dessert wine. By the way, I don't get dessert wine.
Why don't you get dessert wine? It's sweet.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Why don't they, put it in pudding?
Put wine in pudding?
I mean, if they froze that wine, put it on an ice pop, that's dessert wine. That's just sweet booze. You know what I like, Mike, too? Do me a favor. Don't laugh into the microphone. I want people to hear the crickets.
It's an interesting idea. Just frozen wine. I mean, I don't know that you can freeze wine.
Well, first of all, Mike.
Not to nerd out too much here, but I don't know that you can
Okay, it's called
wine.
Frosé, Mike. All right? Get out of that little one-horse town you live in.
Yep.
And go live life, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Frosé.
Wine sickle.
All right, folks. Again, Mike, very drunk right now, embarrassing himself.
Obviously.
His eyes are getting squinty. He's getting tired. Mike, where can we find your stuff? That's usually what we do is the plug for Mike. Mike's promoting that he wasn't even here. Okay, so folks, if you are somewhere and you hear a man named Mike, and it sounds like make some noise, just talk for a second.
What's
like that. That's enough. Thank you. If you hear that, and you're in the grocery store, just give a knowing smile. He doesn't want anybody to know he was here.
Right.
That's it. He's got a real job now. When his career was in the toilet, it was, hi, I'm Mike. You could come visit my parents at 1701 Baker Street in Massapequa Park, blocks away from the Massapequa Park serial killer.
Right. But I was only two blocks north of Merrick Road.
Mike, I have a podcast to end.
Yep.
Good night, New York. Wait, folks, real quick. Holy cow. Just quick update on the Meg situation. She still hasn't replied. Good night, New York.